Hi again, this is the first of a series of lessons on education. This is the start of our new topic, and I thought for this topic I would try and do some videos that go along with the PowerPoint. The function of these is so that you can kind of listen obviously to my beautiful tones as well, which I'm sure you've all missed, but I can kind of explain the tasks as we're going along. Feel free to kind of pause at each point, do the task, do the activities, and then kind of work through at your own pace. So don't feel that you have to work through at the same pace that I go through this. So this topic is going to be looking at, firstly, what are the functions of education? This means, what is the point of education? Why do we all go to school? And kind of what are the key things that you're learning through education? Start off with, this is mostly looking at the functionalist arguments, and then we'll go on to look at other arguments. So as a starter, I'd like to think about, firstly, what is the point of education? Then, what do you think you are learning in education? And then, how does it overall benefit the whole of society? So, feel free to pause, have a little think. So, why do we have schools? There are 3 questions here, and I'd like to have a little think about those questions, as well as using the information on the side of the page to help you. So have a little read, have a little think. Right, this one is a recap on functionalism. So think about everything we've done on functionalism. What do you think are the key ideas? Think about everything we did right at the start of term when we did Introduction to Theories, but also think about when we did the family. What did functionalists think? So have a little think. Feel free to pause. And here are some suggestions that I hope you've kind of thought about. So firstly, is that there are consensus theories. So remember, opposite to Marxists, who are all about conflict, and feminists. These are all saying that society is based on shared values, things that we all agree on, and is generally quite cooperative. They also see society as a complex system that all works together. So think about when we talked about society being like a human body, which bits do which. So it's all works together to promote solidarity and stability. Then you've got that for society to continue, we need to have this social order. So things like people need to follow rules, people need to know what the social norms are. So for instance, at the moment, I get really annoyed when people don't follow the social norms in terms of distancing. So if people don't kind of give me my space, it's making me very angry. So for society to function, we need to make sure that everyone's following those. And again, as a kind of recap, they mostly see the positives. So if we think about what we did with family, they saw the positive functions of the family in terms of how the family's like a warm bath, things like that. So hopefully you should remember all that. So for this activity, what I would like you to do, you can do this in your book in a double page, or if you've got a big paper at home, or I don't mind how you do it really, but somewhere that you can use this for later reference, so revision, things like that. So split your page. If you're doing it in your book, you're probably going to need a double page. So you've got your 4 sections, so creating social cohesion, learning skills for work, teaching core values, and role allocation and meritocracy. These are all the kind of functionalist arguments that we're going to look at. So as we go through the next few slides, what I'd like is in each section to kind of condense information down to what are they saying about social cohesion, learning skills, core values, etc. So feel free to pause. You might want to do it in colours if that works for you. Maybe add some pictures as well if that helps. So it's up to you. So first one that I'm going to talk through is creating social cohesion. So in order for society to be stable, we all need to know about what is expected of us. So you need to know to expect what people are going to do. So if we didn't, there would be chaos in society. If you didn't know what to expect from people, how could you build relationships and trust and things like this? So one key function of education then is to pass on values and of the culture that you are in to the next generation. So you learn in school what is acceptable in terms of your values for the next generation. So again, we learn this through something called the hidden curriculum, but also the formal curriculum. These are kind of what they sound like. So we'll come to these in a bit more detail later, but the hidden curriculum, kind of things you learn in school without really realising it. So you learn respect for other people, you learn about hierarchy, respecting other people. Formal curriculum is you learning your subjects, so like English, maths, science, those things. And by learning these things, we build a social solidarity. So we all know what we should be doing. We all know that we have to respect this person. We all know that we need to be on time, because then society works and society functions. That's why education creates social cohesion. Learning skills. This is probably the easiest one to remember and links into a key study. I put at the bottom key study just to kind of remind you. So, Durkheim, he is like the granddaddy of functionalism. So, he says that in an advanced society, we need lots of different skills. So, we can't all grow up to be brain surgeons. We need to teach you a wide range of diverse skills. So, in order then for society to function, you need to have different skill sets. That's why you kind of do different subjects and you can kind of diversify in that way. Not everyone picks the same options because you're not all going to go into the same career path. So for example, you might all start off learning the same subjects in kind of key stage 3, so you're like year 7, then GCSE and A levels you kind of specialise and you go more into your career path. So this does help society because then it means you can all fill a kind of more diverse range of jobs. So we'll come back to Durkheim later. Next one, teaching core values. Again, feel free to pause me if I'm going too quick. So our key person for this is Parsons. Parsons was the person who we looked at with the family as well. So he talks about school being a bridge between home and the kind of wider society. So he thinks that like the family is the key thing that primary socialises you, the school and education is providing secondary socialisation. So it's like that bridge to get you from your family into wider society. We don't just throw you out there, but cross over a little bridge. So school plays a role in teaching norms and values of society. So again, this links into your primary socialisation, starts in the family, and then is continued within secondary. This one gets a little bit more tricky, and we'll do some more on this in year 11 when we do social stratification. And this is all about how society, and education particularly, wants to allocate you into certain roles. So, the idea is the most talented people should basically get the best qualifications and then be rewarded with the best jobs. So, if we are a society that is meritocratic, this basically means that your power, your wealth or status is based on how hard you've worked. So the simplest way to explain it is meritocracy is you work hard, you achieve the best. Now, in your head, you should be thinking critically and going, I work really hard, but I might not be getting a 9. So does it always work like that? Well, no. And when we come to things like feminism and Marxism, they don't agree with this. But functionists would argue that society and education is meritocratic. But if you work really hard, you should do the best. So you all do have an equal chance of achieving a 9. You might not all agree with that, and again, different theories wouldn't. But functionists would argue you do. This ensures then that the most talented and the people who work the hardest get then the most important job roles in society. And then this is fair because then there is equality of opportunity, and that is what a meritocracy is. So again, feel free, if I'm going too fast, to pause, process, and have an extra read. So education therefore offers pupils the opportunity to do well and increase their social position. This is called social mobility. So if you move up a social class and do better, that is known as social mobility. So you might start off maybe working class, you do really well in school, you go to university, you get a much better paid job, and you can move up the social classes. So it's like you're mobile, you're moving up. So those are your key 4 functions there. I thought it might be good to put in some practice questions. I put in a couple of 1 markers there as well. So, right, don't cheat. And I know some of you will, but don't. So, which term is used to describe the indirect learning of values and expectations? based on the organisation of the school. So remember, it's indirect. So what things do you learn without learning them? So deschooling, formal curriculum, hidden curriculum, or social cohesion. I'll give you a second. The answer is hidden curriculum. Number 2, and again, don't cheat. Which term is commonly used by sociologists to describe the academic subjects taught in school? So you've got formal curriculum, hidden curriculum, optional curriculum, or vocational curriculum. Again, minute. Answer is formal curriculum. Well done. You're very clever. So, final question that I'd like you to have a go at is describe the hidden curriculum in education. So to gain your full 3 marks, what I'd like is a definition. So in your own words, explain what it is. Develop that. So explain it in a bit more detail, what it is. You might then want to get your 3rd mark, go into some examples of things that would be part of the hidden curriculum. So that concludes my lovely lesson on education, part 1. I will be doing more of these, and please email me if you have any questions. Missing you all lots. Bye!